Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, so dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Border Tourism webinar series, wherein the theme is highlighting the potential of tourism in border districts of India. And in today's webinar, the focus is on border tourism in Manipur. And as we know that India is the largest country in South Asia with varied topography. There are 18 Indian states and union territories. They share their border with 7 neighboring countries. And all these border destinations of India, they are highly rich in tourism potential, which are famous for many historical monuments, mountain peaks, scenic beauty, wildlife, local cultures, and many other things. However, it has been observed that in spite of having sound tourism potential, these areas are also somewhat economically backward. It's seen that the living standard of local inhabitants is low and the employment opportunities are also few. So this means that tourism is not systematically developed in these destinations. Therefore, there's a huge need to promote tourism education among the locals as well as all related stakeholders so that there's a proper tourism infrastructure development, particularly in the border areas of India. And as we are also focusing on the aspirational district program, wherein today we are discussing the aspirational district in Manipur, the focus is on Chandel. And Manipur, as we all know, this is the birthplace of modern polo. It's a land of culture and diverse ethnicity. And the rich and vibrant past of Manipur still remains unexplored. And the state also boasts of rather unconventional ways to display its very, very rich heritage. It is also home to diverse indigenous group of people, each unique in their culture as well as dialect. So in order to make this initiative more wholesome, the Tourism Committee of PHDCCI is conducting a series of webinars highlighting the need to promote tourism education among the locals as well as all important stakeholders. And without any further ado, I'll request Mr. Purdeep Multani, our Senior Vice President of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to kindly start the proceedings with his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jitendra. It is a privilege to welcome you all to the 8th edition of Border Tourism Webinar Series with Focus State Manipur. I'm really honored to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speakers, Mr. W. Ibohal Singh, Director, Tourism, Government of Manipur, Mr. S.S. Dev Barman, Regional Director, India Tourism Northeast, Mr. Dearson Mering, Consultant, Aspirational District Program Cell, Chandel, Mr. Saurabh Rishi, Senior Specialist, Aspirational Districts Program, Niti Aayog, Dr. Dabhali Singh, CMD, Classic Group of Hotels, Mr. H. Radhakrishna Sharma, State in Charge, Manipur IATO, Mr. Rajan Sehgal, Co-Chairman, Tourism Committee, PhD CCI, Dr. Jatinder Singh, Assistant Secretary General, PhD CCI. It is a pleasure to have such a strong panel who are all experts in their areas, and we look forward to hear their expert views and learn from their experiences. I will begin with a brief introduction of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Established in 1905, PhD CCI has a legacy of 116 years, representing 150,000 industries and businesses from across the nation. PhD CCI has created a niche for itself across the country through the excellent work done by expert committees, state chapters, international affairs committees, and foundations on various subjects of importance. PhD CCI is an apex national chamber with unique distinction, representing more than 200 regional chambers of commerce and trade associations, large, medium, and small-scale cross-sectoral companies serving the nation. The concept of border tourism refers to the notion of visiting border areas in order to experience diverse cultures, acquiring knowledge for trade, or even meeting local communities who are living in border region. Improving socio-economic status of border districts, especially aspirational districts, are one of the priorities of the Government of India. These districts, often rich in recreational, cultural, and natural resources, provide great potential for the development of border tourism. Direct interventions from the Niti Aayog, Ministry of Tourism, and the State Tourism Board can influence the perception of tourists and contribute to the realization of the full potential of that area. The focus state for today, Manipur, is the home to a diverse indigenous group of people, each unique in their culture and dialect. From the globally acclaimed Manipuri dance to the ancient form of martial arts, Thangta, and the various forms of folk dances and music, Manipur, the jeweled land, has lots to offer to a tourist. Manipur, being lesser explored land, promises to be one of the best tourist destinations in India, offering endless enjoyment and pleasure with its blue lakes and undulating hills. With this note, I would like to extend my warm greetings to those participating in today's webinar, and I wish it great success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for laying the foundation of this webinar. It is very, very pertinent, and as there's a lot of thrust from Ministry of Tourism and also state tourism boards to develop the border tourism areas, I am sure that this webinar is well timed when we are discussing the border tourism potential in the state of Manipur. And with this, now I will request Mr. Rajan Sehgal, Co-Chairman Tourism Committee at PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to kindly present the theme address to the distinguished delegates. Over to you, sir. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute.
Namaskar to everyone. My respect to the dignitaries and the distinguished panelists, our Senior Vice President, Shri Pradeep Multani ji, Dr. Jitendra Singh. I'm sorry, I am in a transit. Actually, I have to stop in between because my meeting with the Ministry of Tourism was prolonged. So I am just stopped in between, but I am very grateful that today we are doing our webinar on a state of Manipur. And I welcome all the panelists on behalf of PhD CCI. I'm pleased to welcome all the dignitaries to this unique webinar on border tourism with focus state on Manipur. This idea of PhD Chamber of Commerce has been very much appreciated by Ministry of Tourism and Niti Aayog, and they have asked us to do 18 webinars on different 18 states. So with the support of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India and respective state tourism board, the Tourism Committee of PhD CCI has launched the Border Tourism webinar in the month of June 2021. The series aims to examine the tourism potential in the border districts of India and moreover to present suggestions towards the development of border tourism in India. As you know, sir, after the pandemic, people are not going to crowded cities. They are exploring the new unexplored destination which are more open, and I think border areas will be the best answer for the future travel, whether it's a domestic or later on we can attract the international travelers also. 7 webinars have been organized till date focusing on Arunachal Pradesh. We have started this webinar series from Northeast, Rajasthan, Punjab, Meghalaya, Gujarat, Nagaland, and last week we did on Bihar, which had received an overwhelming response from the government officials as well as industry members, because our travel and tourism industry is also looking forward for some new ideas and new innovations. And our webinars on border tourism is very well appreciated. We got lots of feedback from the travel and tourism tour operators, travel agents, that PHDI has done a marvelous job by giving information on various states, especially on border tourism. Nestled in the foothills of eastern Himalayas, Manipur is considered the gateway of Southeast Asia. The scenic beauty of state leaves every traveler spellbound. That Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, our first Prime Minister, once described the state as land of jewels. Least studied and least discovered, the state is promising tourist destination for adventure and nature lovers like. Manipur is very strategically located in the northeastern corner of India, bordering Myanmar, and has immense potential for border tourism. PHDI is committed to create such a meaningful platform to do its bit in enabling all the parameters of the tourism industry to grow and flourish further. Before taking further time, I would like to hear from the experts from Manipur about the state of Manipur. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the overview of tourism potential in Manipur and how Manipur can be one of the important states in terms of developing the tourism, particularly in border areas. And in fact, on this note, PhD Chamber has prepared a small PPT in order to ensure that like how we can actually create more momentum and more thrust in the tourism area, particularly when we are talking about border districts. And as you can see that Manipur shares border with Myanmar, and we have 5 border districts: Ukhrul, Kamjong, Tangkunopal, Chandel, and Churachandrapur. And today our focus is basically on the aspirational district, which is the Chandel district. And Chandel, as we all know, it is a border district of Manipur, neighboring Myanmar on the south and east, Ukhrul district on the north, and Churachandpur district in the south and west, and Thawal district on the north. And some of the important tourism USPs or some of the landscapes, as you can see, we have the most scenic place like Chiru waterfall, scenic of Patha, Sajik Tampak, Church of Chandel, Indo-Myanmar border fence, as well as Indo-Myanmar Friendship Gate. These are most sought after tourist destinations in this border district. And but what we have seen that there are certain challenges that comes in way in terms of actually unleashing the full potential of tourism in Manipur district, particularly in this district. We have seen that there are some gaps in knowledge and information that how a border area can actually become a tourist destination, because the strategies in terms of the priority areas of the states are different. There is also a shortage in expertise in terms of the existing network and also experience in collaborating on tourism between the stakeholders in the border areas. And the important stakeholders, like we have definitely the important one is the Ministry of Tourism, the State Tourism Board, the local hospitality industry and tourism industry, and above all the local community, which actually needs more encouragement and motivation to join the tourism landscape in this particular border district. There are also some gaps in accessibility, infrastructure bottlenecks are there in some of these sites. There are also some challenges in transport as well as economic infrastructure that is normally required by tourists. And there's also less expertise and knowledge that is actually required to supply quality products and services in tourism in these border areas. And as we know that particularly in India, the disposable income of the middle class has increased and people are actually looking for some quality products and services, which again need some sort of deep diving to understand the nuances that how the quality infrastructure in terms of products and services can be enhanced in these border areas. So the way forward, like after doing around close to 8 webinars, we found that there has to be more interconnection between the Ministry of Tourism, between the state tourism development boards, and also community participation and local industry participation. This is highly strategic. And this border tourism, it needs a lot of strategic planning, enabling all relevant data for all the state of the play analysis, defining the tourism development vision, key priorities, as well as a very clear action plan, which is followed by all important stakeholders. The role of district administration is paramount in actually defining the vision and the objective of in fact developing the tourism potential in this district. And besides, we also need to ensure a very common strategic planning which is necessary to ensure participation of the local population in the entire process, in the entire value chain. When we are making strategy for enhancing border tourism potential, the local community is very important. So each and every time at the time of inception, the local key stakeholders should be involved so that the strategy becomes more holistic and it is more furthersome also. So in this domain, PhD Chamber has done around today is the 8th intervention wherein we are talking of Chandel district in Manipur. As you can see, there are 18 states and the shortlisted districts. Most of these are aspirational district state programs. The aspirational district program, as we know, which is launched by Government of India to actually improve the socio-economic parameters of the people in these areas. And our next program is on J&K on 6th October, wherein the focus is on Jammu. So with this, this is all from PhD Chamber in terms of what we understand in improving the tourism potential in border area, and we request that all important stakeholders should come forward and be a part of this important ecosystem, so that we're actually able to enhance the tourism potential in the Manipur state per se. Now I'll request my colleague Sulekna to kindly play the video of Incredible India. Over to you, Sulekna.
Incredible India.
Thank you very much. And with this, I'd like to invite our distinguished speaker, Mr. S.S. Dev Burman, Regional Director, India Tourism Northeast. Over to you, Mr. Burman.
At the outset, I'm congratulating to the organizer for taking this initiative. I mean, this is a series of program already they have done for the promotion of tourism in Northeast, which is really appreciable. Now, this time the theme is Manipur, and nothing to say more, because already my previous speakers also told at length about the potentials, tourism potentials of Manipur as far as the border tourism is concerned. So I just want to tell it in a very lengthy manner. I just want to make it a cut short, and in a nutshell, I want to say that Manipur is the crown jewel of India. At the easternmost corner of the Northeast lies a radiant jewel, well-shaped, emerald bright, and brimming over with things to do, the experience and taste. This is Manipur. Largely untouched and undiscovered by the outside world, Manipur retains all the charm of its origin. From its culture to its cuisine to its landscape, the state is cupped in the loving embrace of hills, started with the sapphire blue lakes and jet green forest. It is no wonder that the name Manipur is literally translated into the land of gems. So this is Manipur, and you know that Manipur wildlife is so very rich, and pilgrimage tourism also very famous. And Loktak Lake is a world-renowned lake. Manipuri culture also famous throughout the world. Manipuri cuisine is very tasty, delicious, and delicate also. And interesting facts about Manipur in connection with the border tourism, which can be explored, like that Manipur is believed to be the birthplace of polo, the sport which was popularized by the British to other Western countries. So polo is the birthplace of Manipur, and Manipur is home to the only floating national park in the world. The Kebwe Lampo National Park has many floating islands called Fumidis. And Asia's biggest all-women run market, Hima Kaithal, is in Manipur. It is 500 years old and has 4,000 women traders who sell assortment wares daily. And Manipur has inhabited since 30,000 BC. The Kankul cave record life since the Stone Age. And over 52 of the 125 bamboo species in the world are found in Manipur. The state produces 10 lakh tons of bamboo every year. And besides, everybody knows how Manipur is actually contributing the sports in our national arena as well as the international arena through like that Mirabai Chanu and the boxer I'm just forgotten her name right now. These are the things. Manipur is so unique. So whenever we are talking about border tourism, so which is having the tremendous potentials, it is having the link with Burma and through the Southeast Asia, and in the coming future, Manipur will be the gateway for the entire Northeast for the uh, Southeast Asian market. So it is having the tremendous prospect, no doubt about it. So these are the things in nutshell I explained. So the rest of the things I want to hear from the other dignitary and distinguished guests. Thank you so much once again for inviting me in this valuable event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burman, for your address. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Mr. Dearson Maring. Mr. Maring is the consultant, Aspirational District Program Cell, Chandel District. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Jitender Ji. And first of all, I'd like to welcome all the officials of the states and all the dignitaries and officers from different departments. In a brief, I'd like to highlight Chandel District. Chandel District is a population of around 80,000, and it has three subdivisions, divided into three subdivisions: Chandel Headquarters Subdivision, Chandel Subdivision, Chekpi Karong Subdivision, and Khengjoy Subdivision. And most of the border areas are connected falls under Khengjoy Subdivision, and some under Chekpi Karong Subdivision. And this the border areas, this Khengjoy Subdivision, it is a little bit far-flung, and it's hard to connect from the district headquarters itself due to the road connectivity. One, there is road connectivity is a challenge, and the second thing is most of the areas are shadow area, and the people out there are using the network, mobiles networks, which has been getting in the neighboring country. So they use the mobile network of Myanmar as of now. So apart from the PPT that or Dr. Jitender Ji has shared, apart from the tourist place that I'd like to highlight some of the initiative and some of the plans that the district administration is also planning. So as of now, under the state government, the initiative of this amusement park in headquarter district is under process, and it's on the process. And the second thing is this might not be related to tourist spot, but it can be inclined with the tourism area. That is Tribe Museum. So Chandel is comprises of major 9 different communities which have different cultural ethnicity and very different cultural dynamics. So for each of the tribe, the state government under the tribal development TDs and HIL, all the tribes museums, construction of tribe museums have been sanctioned, and it's on process. Construction has been started. So once this is finished, then it can be also a part of the tourist place where the tourists can come and experience the tribes of different tribes, different cultures, their arts, cuisines, and everything. It will be displayed. And the second thing is that the state government is planning to start up an eco-tourism park in Gambet Mall. So this Gambet Mall, it's a tourist spot as of now. It's under Hindu subdivision. So the state government has sanctioned for and to start an eco-tourism park in this area. And the third thing is that there is a religious tourist place called Ibudao Wangbrel. So if this can also be a part of, this can also be a tourism place. It is in Chandel headquarters itself. And apart from this, a border hut with to set up in Molsam subdivision, and a letter has been sent to the chief secretary. This was done before in 2018. So Molsam is the largest village which falls under the Khengjoy subdivision, and Molsam in a neighboring Myanmar town is Bokan. So it is less than 300 meters. So if we start up this border hut in this area, then can be a part of like how the tourism marketing or the shopping areas in this place. So since Mori is the only destination which there is a border trade, and now it has been bifurcated to Technopole district. And under Chandel, if there is a border hut setup plan in Mosam village, then this will not only help the tourists, but it also help in the improve the livelihood and economic condition of that area, because that area, most of them, they depend on the goods and products which they buy it from the neighbor town Bokan, and that is in Myanmar. So instead of coming to the headquarters, it's very easy for them to access the Bokan town of Myanmar. And the last thing I want to like say is rural tourism. The promotion of, if promoting rural tourism in this Chandel district, then it will help the peoples and educate the peoples of the cultural dynamics and the cultural difference that is existing in the district of Chandel. So it can be a rural life, how the peoples are staying there, rural art, rural cultures and heritage. So one thing is that rural tourism is also one of the ideas that we were thinking on the line. And since the shadow area of this, mainly the Kengjoy subdivision, under the program of aspirational district program, we are trying really hard to cover most of the area to get a mobile network with internet connectivities in collaboration with all the telecoms activities like Airtel, Railtel, Geos and everything. And work is still going on. And yeah, by this, I'd like to thank for inviting us in this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving us all important information in terms of tourism potential and what all endeavors you have done from your organization side. Thank you very much. And as we know that since we are talking of the Chandel district, which comes under the aspirational district program, and this program, which is ADP, it focuses on around 112 of India's most developmentally challenged districts. And there is an attempt to actually push for substantial growth across various socio-economic parameters in areas that somewhat remains distant from the inclusive development. And this program was launched in January 2018 and is spearheaded by the Prime Minister himself. And at the central level, this is steered by Niti Aayog in active participation with state governments as well as district administrations. And it's pleasure to see that this program has made significant impact in a short period of time, and it has garnered a lot of praise from various international and national agencies that focus on development. And as per the recent appraisal report of the UNDP, the aspirational district program has made a very positive impact on the districts where it was implemented, as it is based on three pillars of convergence, collaboration, and competition. This program has actually translated into a stellar development narrative as well as a vibrant Jan Andolan engaging 27 states and 14% of India's population. And with this small background, I now like to invite our next distinguished speaker, Mr. Saurabh Rishi. Mr. Saurabh Rishi is the senior specialist for the aspirational district program at Niti Aayog. Over to you, Mr. Rishi.
Thank you, sir. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the organizers for this wonderful initiative and respected and distinguished panelists and co-speakers. So as we all are aware that Chandel is one of the aspirational districts with Niti and under the Niti Aayog Aspirational Districts program. And I'm glad to say that Chandel is one of the top performing districts under this program. And if we compare it, it's at the top when we compare it to the improvement it has shown when compared to the other northeastern districts. In terms of the improvement they have shown over the last 3 years in terms of health and nutrition, education, agriculture, and basic infrastructure. And basic infrastructure, as we all know, goes a long way in improving the tourism facilities in a particular district. And secondly, I would just wanted to highlight that social development and economic development go hand in hand. And because if people and citizens are healthy and educated, that also empowers the citizens to take up more economic activities such as tourism. And conversely, more inflow economic activity with the help of tourism would help social indicators go up. So they go hand in hand. Each social and economic development help each other progress. And when we speak about Chandel district specifically, I would just like to highlight 3 or 4 things. The first is that obviously there's a lot of nature resources. There's a wildlife sanctuary. There are famous peaks available in Chandel district. So maybe more focus towards safaris, even may possibly night safaris would go a long way. Secondly, is that Chandel also is one of the least populous districts in the state, and if we focus on something that the tourists once they visit the district or the state, and what is a unique sovereign or something that they would like to take back from the district, that's where the handlooms and the handicraft products by the rural areas would be quite useful. And this can be done with the help of one district, one product initiative. Also, we would like to highlight that the Vandhan Yojana and the TriFed initiative to help the tribal areas, that could definitely come in handy. And lastly, as the previous speaker, Mr. Maring, was also mentioning that if we have to promote the rural tourism, I mean, maybe for people to understand the local heritage and culture, interaction with the tribes, provided it does not disturb the harmony and peace of the tribes as well. But something that can be explored is homestays as well, wherein Chandel can be actually promoted as a brand for offbeat tourism, right? And this is one place where homestays and interacting with the local culture and handicrafts and other things would come in useful. So I will be brief here, and thank you once again. And we would like to see Chandel as one of the top border tourism destinations going forward. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Rishi, for giving the social economic parameters of Chandel district. And as you said that it's quite on the upper side, topmost side, it's very heartening to know about this thing. And I think recently there was SDG index released by Niti Aayog, I think last week itself. And this district has actually shown, good parameters in terms of, I think, health and other infrastructure. Thank you very much indeed. And with this, now I'd like to invite our next distinguished speaker, Mr. Dr. Diwali Singh. Dr. Singh is the founder president of Manipur Tourism Forum and also CMD of Classic Group of Hotels. Over to you, Dr. Singh.
Thank you, Dr. Jatinder Singh. I would like to thank PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry for giving me this opportunity to participate in this seminar, and especially focus on Chandel, a district in Manipur. So let me have the screen sharing. I will have a brief PowerPoint presentation.
Sir, you can share your screen.
Just trying that.
Yeah. Dr. Singh, you can share your screen. Please click on share
I'm just
screen.
trying. There's some issue in this. Anyway, then let me continue. Otherwise, there'll be wastage of time. Let me speak. Let me begin with the very brief introduction of myself and our organization. I'm basically a medical doctor, and in our group, we have the webinar group having 3 private limited company. And our activities are mainly in healthcare, diagnostics and cancer care. And we have activities in hospitality sector. We have 3 hotels in Imphal and 1 resort. The hotels, 2 of them are, one is 3-star, the other one is a 4-star. And we also have another property that's the Manipur government property under the tourism department. And that's being managed under the public-private partnership. There is 1 resort in Loktak Lake, by the name of Sendra Resort. That's also a government property and being managed by our organization. Besides these activities, we also have the Classic Hospitality Training Institute for the training of those candidates who are willing to work in hospitality sector. And our organization also has activities in tour and travels. Manipur so far at the moment is not in the tourist circuit map in the entire country. And if we look to the map of the tourist circuit in the Eastern India, there are only a few areas. One is Kaziranga, second is Shillong, and then of course Guwahati in Assam. But otherwise, most of the entire remaining northeast, other than Sikkim, are not in the purview of tourist circuit, the major tourist circuit. Now, as regards the connectivity to the state, I'll be just briefly speaking on the general outline of the tourism activities in Manipur and also on the hospitality sector in general. And then after that, I'll move to the Chandel district and then a little bit on Chandel district and the prospects of tourism in that area. Now,
Dr. Singh, can you try to share your PPT? I think that's more
I
interesting.
think
if you
there's
have.
some issue with this.
Okay. Okay, no issues. Please go ahead.
So is it very inconvenient to you, or shall I continue like this? There's some
Or
problem.
you can share your PPT. Yeah, now your camera is also visible. So, Raghunath, do you have a PPT of Dr. Dabari Singh?
No, sir, I don't have.
Sorry, there's some problem.
There are no issues, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, we can see you now. You can
Yeah,
share
you
your
can
views.
see your video.
Is
Sir.
it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. No.
Your video is visible now.
All right. Now, see, the connectivity wise, Imphal, Manipur is well connected by air. There are a number of flights for major cities like Kolkata, Delhi, and also connected with other parts of the country. But the road connectivity wise is not very smooth. Most of the road conditions are not that good. And railway connection is yet to happen. I think it will take another 3-4 years to get the road connectivity in this part of the country. Now, in the hospitality sector, there are different hotels in Imphal, different categories, and also the different resorts in this part of the country. And homestay is also picking up, especially bed and breakfast schemes in some part of the rural areas. And as many as around 15 to 20 hotels have come up in the recent past in Imphal in different categories. There are 1 3-star and then another 4-star category hotel that belongs to the classic group of hotels, our own. And there are also other categories of hotels. And total availability of rooms at the moment, the Manipur has around, especially Imphal has around 700 rooms of all types. And Delhi demand is around 500 to 600 rooms per night. And I think it's going to increase in the coming 10 years or so, up to the tune of around 1,000 to 1,500 rooms. When we analyze the travelers, the major travelers belong to the corporate and business group, because there are very few leisure tourists coming to Manipur as of now. The government officials constitute around 15%, and others 21%. Probably that includes the leisure tourists coming to the state. Now, Chandel district of Manipur, as has been already discussed earlier by the other speakers, that it belongs to the aspirational district identified by Niti Aayog, and it tops among the other districts in the month of June by its performance. And that was based mainly on health and nutrition, education, water supply, agriculture, basic infrastructure, financial inclusion, and skill development. And Moreh border town, earlier it was part of Chandel. I would like to just mention here that Chandel district has been now separated into 2 groups. The Chandel remains, and then additional Technopole district has been separated from Chandel. And during this separation, Moreh has gone to Technopole. But earlier, Moreh was part of Chandel, and it's one of the most important towns in the border. It's in the Indian side, and then across the border, there is Tamu in Myanmar. And a lot of business border trade activities are done in Moreh. At the same time, it's one of the tourist attractions at Moreh. But now in Chandel, that has been already mentioned by Mr. Maring, that Molcham is another township that is coming up. And besides that, Chandel has a lot of other attractions in terms of the natural beauties and then different tribes, etc. That has been already highlighted by Mr. Maring. And another important point about Moreh is that all the Trans-Asian highways, both Trans-Asian highways 1 and 2, will be passing through Moreh. And that's also going to become a very, very important from this point of view. Now, in Moreh, let me mention a little bit about the accommodation in Moreh. Being from the hospitality sector, I'll focus on this area. That Moreh has a 3-star hotel at the moment and a few small hotels with basic amenities. And hopefully a few more luxury hotels are coming up in the near future. Now, our organization, the Classic Hospitality Training Institute, has taken up the role in capacity building, especially skill development, under the Border Area Development Program from Chandel district. That was in the year 2019 and 20. And that was primarily a 1-year certificate course in hospitality management. A total of 32 students were trained and 23 passed out successfully that 1-year course. And only 5 people have been placed as of now, and the remaining are waiting for the placement. That's mainly because of the COVID-related issues, because soon after the course, the COVID pandemic started and the placement was a big challenge. And before that, we have also given training to the candidates coming from other districts like Ukhrul and Churachandpur, and all have been placed. That's a record 100% placement. Then we still have a few challenges, and has been already highlighted by the previous speaker that the connectivity is a big issue, because the connectivity with the outside states, connectivity inside the state between districts, from tourist spot to another place, these are the big issues, because we need to improve a lot on the road conditions. And that's mainly a part of the lack of infrastructure development. And we also need to have roadside amenities. While tourists are traveling on the road, there should be proper amenities like clean washrooms and coffee shops, etc. At the same time, we also need to have a tourist spots well maintained with all the facilities to make comfort to the visiting tourists. And another big challenge is about the negative travel advisories. There are negative images about Manipur, and if you see in the market, it has got a low image. So these are some of the major challenges that we face while promoting Manipur. But there is a way forward, that we need to improve connectivity, and we also need to develop tourism infrastructure. And skill development and capacity building is a must, like tourist guide training, and those people who are going to work in the hospitality sector, then how to welcome tourists, etc. All those skill development and capacity training that we should focus in these areas. And massive image building exercise is needed at the moment, because the poor image about Manipur in the people outside the state or in other parts of the world that needs to be rectified. We had bad times with a lot of insurgency related issues and the low and order challenges. But now things have improved in the last, I think about 5 to 10 years or so, that it's a very peaceful place now. People should have confidence in visiting this place. And there are a lot of attractions. And besides the scenic beauties, we have very rich culture and cultural heritage. There are indigenous sports and the adventure sports, then the polo that has been already mentioned. And Manipur was one of the most important places during the Second World War. And the Battle of Imphal was one of the fiercest battles. And the war memorial tourism is also one of the areas where we can give focus. And we need now very, very active promotional activities to promote Manipur as a whole. And of course, the Chandel district. For today's subject, we need to focus on Chandel district. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. With this, I conclude my talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for your deliberations. You have highlighted all important facets in terms of the tourism potential in Manipur and also the way forward, how to actually improve the tourism ecosystem in Chandel district. Thank you very much. And with this, I'd like to invite our distinguished speaker, Mr. H. Radhakrishna Sharma. Mr. Sharma is the state in charge of Manipur Indian Association of Tour Operators, IOTO. Over to you, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I audible?
Can you be a bit louder, sir?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Maybe my headphone was not working fine. First of all, I would like to thank PhD Chamber of Commerce for giving the opportunity to share my views as a stakeholder on development and promotion of Chandel district as tourism destination. The good thing is I am the last speaker, so mostly what I was thinking has been covered by my previous speaker, our respected Dr. Dhabli Singh, and good thing there, Mr. Diyasan Maring has also shared about the district, the upcoming projects about the border hut, which seems to be quite interesting. And many have been covered by our SD Burman, our regional director. So I will just sum up as a stakeholder what is lacking and what can be done. When developing a destination from tourism point of view, there are few key elements which needs to be considered. These key elements are also called as 5 A's of tourism. That is accessibility, accommodation, attractions, activities, and amenities. And Chandel being a new place, I think all the 5 A's are lacking here. When Tengnoupal was carved out of Chandel as a separate district, most of the already popular tourist spots like More, Langol Peak, Tengnoupal, Palel, Senam Saddle. Senam Saddle is an important battle site of World War II, which is quite popular among the British travelers, went with the new district of Tengnoupal. Okay, earlier it was part of Chandel, so it was quite popular. Chandel was quite popular, but when the Tengnoupal district was carved out of it, it was left with nothing. So all A's seems to have gone with the newly carved out district. So we need to work from scratch to develop and promote Chandel as a destination. As majority of the domestic or inbound tour operators are not much aware about the tourism potential of the district. So till now, it has not been covered in any of the itineraries or tour packages or any of the brochures for promotion of Chandel as a tourist destination. First and foremost thing that need to be done is the familiarization trips of the places for the tour operators of the states, and if possible of the region, of the northern region, the major tour operators of the region, so that they can promote this particular place, the Chandel, what is there and what is not, what are the facilities being present there and all. So that can be done. Then afterward on national level, we can invite the major tour operators of the country. So that way it has to be promoted. As a tour operator, I find the place quite interesting as it has all the ingredients to be a great destination for nature and adventure lovers. We all know that Anal Khulen has been chosen by the state government for developing as a heritage center. What progress, I don't know, but this has been coming in news for quite a long time. We would request the concerned authorities to kindly involve or consult the stakeholders and take their suggestions and feedback so that the project is successful and viable. This is very important to consulting like tour operators or hoteliers to make the project viable. Otherwise, just constructing just for the sake of construction, that it won't serve the purpose. So that's we have been highlighting again and again in various meetings and platforms to involve us as a stakeholder and take our suggestions or whatever in a possible way we can contribute. I would suggest to form a consultative committee which can assist in developing the village as model tourist village on priority basis. Once Anal Khulen makes it mark in tourist map, other related allied services will be automatically developed. In order to develop Chandel as a tourist destination, we need to chalk out a viable circuit within the district and interconnecting circuit with the neighboring districts. That has to be worked out. Chakpi Karung to Anal Khulen can be developed for cycling and trekking trails. This will definitely be a popular site for such activities. Chakpi River can be considered for river rafting. I was consulting with some of the adventure enthusiasts here. We were seeing the slopes and all, the height, everything we were discussing yesterday with the Google Maps and all. So that way we came to know about certain springs present there. Certain, I don't know whether that is a hot spring or not, but certain springs are present there. And some waterfalls are also there. And some already important places infamous for some insurgents related sites like Sajik Tampak can be made a popular tourist destination. Sajik Tampak was quite popular around a decade ago for all the wrong reasons. But this seems to be a very perfect place for, I think, for visiting. Even we would love to see, and we would like to take our visitors there. Then to Bolchang, then to Molfei. Then another cave is there. There is Khomunong cave, which seems to be quite good. Yesterday also I was just going through all the videos and all. This seems to be quite good. Only thing is accessibility has to be done. Some more additional facility has to be provided, amenities and all. Then I think we can go in a big way. To make tourism successful, community participation is must, and awareness should be created and their participation should be encouraged. As a tour operator, we always need local guide who can make visit of tourists interesting by sharing their stories and tradition of their villages. In this regard, I would like to suggest the authorities to plan for capacity building along with that of destination development. With these few words, I would like to say thank you and would like to conclude this. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma, for sharing your insights and also giving up a very, very positive encouragement and enthusiasm that there's a lot of scope to develop tourism in Chandel district in Manipur. Thank you very much. Now we come to the conclusion of this seminar, and I want to propose the vote of thanks. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the eminent speakers and dignitaries for gracing this border tourism webinar series with their humble presence. I'm very much thankful to Mr. S.S. Dev Burman, Regional Director, India Tourism Northeast, Mr. Dearson Maring, Consultant, Aspirational District Program Cell, Chandel, Mr. Saurabh Rishi, Senior Specialist, Aspirational District Programs, Niti Aayog, and Dr. Dabali Singh, CMD Classic Group of Hotels, Mr. H. Radhakrishna Sharma, State in Charge, Manipur, AATO, Mr. Pradeep Multani, our Senior Vice President, PHTCCI, Mr. Rajan Sehgal, Co-Chairman, Tourism Committee, PHTCCI. And I'm confident that the deliberations and discussions during the webinar, they will definitely come up with more innovative and creative ideas to help promote border tourism in our country. PHTCCI would personally like to thank the Minister of Tourism, Government of India, who has partnered with us in this endeavor. And without their support, this program would not have been possible. The next webinar series on border tourism is focusing on state Jammu and Kashmir. This is scheduled on 6th October 2021 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And the focus is on the Jammu district. And border tourism webinar series will continue, and PHTCCI would work towards showcasing the tourism potential of the diverse and untouched border districts of India. And we'll be coming with a report on this webinar, and we'll be sharing the report with all the stakeholders for having your views also in order to contribute in terms of making it more enriched. So with these words, I would like to thank you once again for your active engagement and support towards a successful organization of the webinar series. Wishing everyone good health and stay safe. Thank you, namaskar, and Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.